Okay, so guys, let's continue. Huh? All right, so guys, I hope you all practiced whatever I covered yesterday. That's all working fine. Okay. Now we're going to look at some more important concepts in Maven. And from interview point of view, this is very important. But firstly, let's see what clean does. It deletes the target directory and any compiled .class files from previous build. So whatever earlier compilation you've done, the .class file that was generated earlier, it will just delete that. Okay, from your target directory. You see there's a target directory that gets generated here. This one. Okay. The next thing converts all Java source file to the bytecode. When we use this goal compile, MVN compile, it will convert your Java code to what .class file. Test runs the unit test. Now we don't know what is unit test. We'll be learning that further. How unit testing can be done. We will explain that in my further classes. Package. So package is a compiled code into an artifact, usually .jar file or a var file. Now Spring Boot does not go to the var file because Spring Boot is a standalone application. We'll come to that bit later. So it goes to the packaging Java archive. Okay. Now the next thing, if you want to now, when we use MVN clean, you notice what happens upon doing this. So right click, go to properties, open the project, click here, select CMD. Now when I do MVN clean package, you observe there is unit test that is running automatically. Okay, you see this here. Somewhere you will notice testing. Right here, the Surefire plugin that comes in picture. See, running app test, Surefire plugin, which is using test. Now you notice it is running a test. Okay. Now every time I don't want to run the test because that will make packaging of my application slow. Because every time I do MVN clean package, it will generate a .class file. It will also perform testing by default, and then packaging will be done. So testing will take a lot of time actually. In the realistic project, if you're running tests every time, a lot of time it is going to take. Correct? So we want to skip the test. I just want to clean and package, but I'm interested in skipping the test. So in order to do that, there is a command that we see here: MVN clean package -d skip test 2. If you're supplying this, this will help you to skip the test because we don't want to run the test every time. Right? I compile my project code and package that. I want to skip that. So upon doing this, the testing part will be skipped now. See, the packaging is going to be now faster. You see that the test one run is not there. Earlier we saw the test run. Test one was 1. Now we don't have the test one. You can see Surefire tests are skipped. Okay, so it is internally Maven using a plugin called as Surefire. Surefire is a plugin that internally is helping us to execute unit tests. So this is a plugin actually. Okay, now it is skipped and that can help us save over time. Is this clear? Everyone got this? Okay, let's continue further. Now the next thing, we are going to look at dependency exclusion. What does it mean? Okay, so let's understand here with a very simple example. Now let's assume I'm downloading some dependency. So I'm adding this dependency tag. Okay, I'll copy. I'll go back here and first let me create a new project, new Maven project. Right click, new, others, type here Maven, select, and then let me give this a name. Let's call this as app1. And the kind of project that I want it to be is add project to the working set. That's not required. Okay. Right click, go to new. Let's go to others, type here Maven. Let me again select that. I'm not getting the options. Okay. Retrieving architect quick start. Let's call this as quick start. I shouldn't have typed that here. Quick start. Click on next. Group ID, com.ibm, artifact ID, app1, and then click on finish. Now if you want the package name, you can keep it same. You did not do this. Okay. Even if you give it IBM, it will come as ibm.com.ibm.com. So I don't want that. I don't want IBM to be written twice. You can just make group ID and package name for now. Same. Click on finish. Ensure you're connected to internet while you guys are doing this. It'll start downloading all the basic dependencies. By default, it is downloading JUnit. Okay, done. Now, what do you mean by exclusion tag? So it's very, very important. See what happens when, okay, there's something called as a transitive dependencies. Now, what is transitive dependencies? When I'm adding a dependency tag, let's say I'm downloading one dependency. This dependency is called as A. But now this dependency, right, you can observe here. Okay, when you add a dependency, Maven automatically resolves its transitive dependencies, which means the dependencies that it is linked with. I mean, when I download dependency A, it is now transitive to B, transitive to C, transitive to D. It will download all the dependencies. It will not just download dependency A. When I'm downloading dependency A is associated with dependency B. Dependency B is associated with C. It is like child class and parent class kind of a relation, something similar. So now here I have this dependency A, but when I download that, what is happening? It is going to download dependency B, and when I download this, it is going to download dependency C. Observe here. Now I'm going to add here dependency D. Now what is transitive? It means when I'm now downloading this dependency A, its dependent dependency, its parent, consider that as its B, and B's parent is C, and C's parent is D. So for A, B, C, D are the transitive dependencies. When I just download A, these all are downloaded by default. This is called as transitive dependencies. Do you understand now? If I'm downloading one, I'm adding one XML tag in dependencies of pom.xml file. I'm adding one dependency tag. It is not just downloading one library. All its transitive libraries, all its dependent libraries are getting downloaded. Okay. Example, see this here. Now, in this example, I'm taking one dependency called as Spring Context. We don't know what is this, but when I take the Spring Context, this XML tag when I add, what it will do? When you add this dependency, Maven automatically resolves its transitive dependency. Spring Core, Spring Beans, Spring AOP, Spring Expression, Spring JCL. Okay, so AOP is again a kind of programming that we do it in Spring Boot. This all will get downloaded when I'm adding this tag. When I'm adding this particular tag. Okay, I just added this tag, but everything that is transitive to it, parent to it, everything will get downloaded. Are you understanding what I'm telling you? Yes. So let's copy this. Go back here, and now when I open the pom.xml file, I'll be teaching you Spring AOP in our Spring Boot classes. Very simple concept. Okay, we'll be learning that. Now observe here, tab. Now look at your Maven library. When I click on save, it is not just downloading one. All its dependent transitive libraries are downloaded. Okay, these are called as transitive dependencies. Now there's a difference between a starter tag and a transitive dependency. I'm right now talking about transitive dependency. I'm not talking about starter tag. We will discuss about starter tag further. Transitive dependency means dependency A has some association with B, B has some association with C, C has some association with D. Okay, when I download A, everything is getting downloaded. But now the question is, sir, I don't want to download all. In my project, I don't want to download all the dependencies because that's waste. I'm not using it. There are some of the dependencies I'm not using it. For example, I'm not going to perform any Spring AOP programming. Okay, some Spring AOP concept I will not be implementing it. So I don't want to download that. Because unnecessarily if I download libraries which I'm not using it, it will make my project size bigger. So I don't want to download that. So in interviews they'll ask, how do you exclude a dependency in Maven? How do you exclude a dependency in Maven? So certain dependencies that you downloaded, you don't want to use it, like AOP. I don't want to use that. Why, sir? Because I would not be using AOP programming in my Spring Boot. And I don't want that library. Fine? Because by using this, it's making my project size bigger. I want to skip downloading this. So So what you will do, you will add an exclusion tag, exclusions tag. In that you will type exclusion, and you will get the group ID, which is the reverse of domain name. You can see springframework.org.springframework. Reverse of it, artifact ID, which is the unique name. They are considering this as a project name, and AOP to be excluded. So I'm going to now replace my dependency tag with exclusion. You notice Spring AOP is present here. This is required for AOP programming. There's something AOP concept actually. So now this dependency I will replace. Now what difference does it make? What difference does it make? Let's copy it properly. Let's copy it properly. Right click, copy. Let's go back here. Let's paste it. Observe. Now the difference that it makes here is this. This time when I download the dependency Spring context, one of the transitive dependency AOP will be skipped, which we could see it earlier. Right? So let us save this and let's see what happens. I missed here the dependency tag. Let me add the closing tag. Okay? The closing dependency tag was missing, which is now being added up. Fine. Save it. Now see, when I go to the dependencies, do you see AOP is missing here now? This is a very popular interview question. How do you exclude a particular dependency from being downloaded in Spring Boot or in Maven projects? We use exclusions tag. Under exclusions tag, we use exclusion tag. Under exclusion tag, we use group ID and artifact ID. Using that, we are going to skip downloading certain dependency. Why we should do that? Unnecessarily downloading the dependencies which are not using it will make your project size bigger. If the project size is bigger, packaging will take more time, deployment will take more time. Whenever I make updates to my project, redeploying the whole application will be time consuming. So try to keep the application size how much ever possible smaller. I hope this part is clear for all of you. Is this clear, everyone? Everybody got it? So let's revise everything once. Can you please read this point and tell me, are you clear with this firstly? What is Maven? Can you read this point, all of you? Hold on. Read now. अभी श्योर फायर आपने देखा दो प्लगइन है so for example we can go here we add it like this okay Maven Surefire plugin right now see it will give you a tag for it right you add the plugins this way like Surefire is one of the plugin which will automatically run JUnit test if you want automatically run JUnit test then we can use this plugin so what we do is we add this build tag okay inside build tag we add plugins and in that there is a plugin group ID artifact ID and a version so now you take this you go back here open your pom.xml file observe in your pom.xml file here after the dependencies tag we add the plugins here like this okay is this clear so plugins are added this way dependencies are added here and plugins are added in an exclusive tag called as build is this clear everyone yes that is what we will be doing that is about plugin yeah read further and some of the plugins are built in. So it's automatically running it. Like running a test, it's automatically doing it because it's built in. Now there is some report generating plugin, which I can use it with JUnit, which will generate our test reports. So that also Surefire plugin actually does that. Okay, so that gives an extra feature to your application. Plugins are like adding extra features, and dependencies are like downloading libraries. Is this clear, everybody? Next. Read all properly. What is archetype? So I've given two archetype explanations: quick start and web app. Okay, the difference is between them. Now I'm using quick start. So you notice the quick start archetype. And quick start archetype, I don't have the web INF part. That's missing. Got it? The web INF folder will be missing in quick start. But if you go with web app, then that will also provide web INF. You remember web INF folder, which we have used it in earlier project, JSP servlet projects? Yes, that is what we're talking about. For configuration of servlets and JSP. Okay? Group ID. Done. Artifact. Read this. Where does this part come? Huh? Which area we have snapshot and release? Pom.xml. What is the difference? Okay. What are the types of repositories? Fine. Read Maven goals. Okay, so that's the life cycle of your project. What Maven goals defines. Is this clear? And the type of goals that has been given here. We'll talk about this environment types later. UAT, dev, prod, everything later. We'll not discuss now. Okay? We'll see that later. Already I've given a DevOps class that's been covered. When I'm covering Ansible, or I think I'm covering Terraform somewhere, I've discussed about this one. Watch that properly. Quickly finish your DevOps classes. I'll not keep the access for longer time. Are you understanding? Access will be removed. Okay? Don't waste your time. Only some 8-9 lectures are there which are not covered in DevOps. Rest all were taken in live. Start watching from there quickly from VPC. Okay? Don't waste your time. Did you understand dependency exclusion? Read this. Fine, everyone clear with this? So do this much. Next, we will start off with Hibernate first and Spring Boot together. So tomorrow we'll do the environment setup for your Spring Boot. Fine, and let's take that freshly. Tomorrow's class. Okay? Then we will learn Hibernate, mappings concept in Hibernate. What is Hibernate all about? Performing database operations with Hibernate, writing SQL query, native queries, finder methods. We'll try to explore all of that in our tomorrow's classes onwards. Okay, today's class clear, online students. We did not use, because as I said, right, we should have created a Maven project and we could have used it. Okay, it's not that I couldn't have used it, we could have used it. 37 वीडियोस है DevOps, तो उसमें तो 80% कंप्लीट हो चुका है. VPC तक तो कर लिया मैंने. हाँ तो रिपीटेड रहेगा ना. मैंने आपको क्या बोला, VPC से देखना है. From VPC concept. 18 वीडियोस है from VPC onwards. DevOps में क्या तो है, सारा थियरी है, सिर्फ Terraform cloud formation में थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकल्स दिख रहा है. Okay, 18 वीडियोस है, 37 वीडियोस. Sir, we have to use web app project for that. I've already given in the notes. Two types. What is the project type? Are you understanding? This has to be the case. Now when you select the project type here, be careful and select the project that one helps you to build the web app. This one. Can you see that? There is another project type. Give your project a name. I'll give it IBM1 app. Finish. So this will give you a project structure for writing JSP and servlet code. But anyways, we are going to do this in our Spring Boot now, which I'll be teaching you. Yes. Observe now. What is the difference? Can you see here? Web app created. Yes. And there's an index page here that's giving us an error. The dependencies are not totally downloaded, but let's delete this part. See, the structure has changed. So the structure now that we are seeing very much similar, right, to our dynamic web project. But we are not going to use this. The way we build web application, we will learn that in Spring Boot. Okay, done. See you tomorrow.